What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Axel coming at you from the Buggy Bunker again. Appreciate y'all coming back and checking the channel out and seeing what we got going on. And today, I've got an interesting build for Spirit. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but I kind of love the Spirit. So, here's what I got. I got Father-Daughter Ring and Prayer Beads as the add-ons, and I have Surveillance, Monitor, Furtive Chase, and Nemesis as my perks. And the idea is that we're going to get our terror radius down to 0, and we're going to use that in combination with prayer beads to create as much confusion for the survivors as we possibly can. So, in the background here, I have some gameplay footage of this build, and I've run it with a couple other things like Dark Devotion, Ruin. It is really hard to run this kind of build at higher rank play against organized teams without Ruin. You do need something in there to slow the game down, something to track. Surveillance has worked pretty well for me. Also, you could use Whispers or Barbecue. Or you need something to slow the game down. Ruin, Pop, Thanatophobia, something just to create some kind of pressure for the survivors while they're doing the gen, just so that they don't go like really fast. The gameplay we got going on in the back is kind of interesting. It's not super great. I want to talk about more about the build and my experience with it. I've probably played 25 or 30 games by now. And once it gets going, there are a lot of good things that happen, but there aren't enough good things to prevent the game. It doesn't prevent survivors from just doing gens, right? It's more of like the chaos in the game that happens that helps this build. So the reason that it's working with Spirit right now, I also would like to kind of test it with the Hag to see how it works with her, is because she has the ability to pressure the map as much as she does. I'm running Father-Daughter Ring. You do not have to. You can run any add-on that increases her speed while she's phasing, or phasing recovery add-ons. Those would work too. But the meat and potatoes of this is that this is not something that I would run against a 4-man group or a 3-man group even, just because of the sheer amount of pressure that it does not create. Like if you were to run Sloppy Butcher and Thanatophobia with Ruin, and your fourth doesn't really matter. You can run pretty much anything at that point. And this is just on the Spirit. You still have enough, you can create enough momentum just by injuring the survivors. And you'll see at the end when we check my emblems, 20% of all of the injuries that I created actually got healed. It's because there's nothing to slow down the healing, and once they figured that out, they kind of just heal anyway if you leave them alone. The reason we went after the Claudette there is because we want to start getting those stacks of Furtive Chase as fast as possible. It's also why I let the Jeff stun me early, and I went that extra loop around the jungle gym. If he had realized that I was waiting for the pallet stun, it would have been really bad, but he didn't, so it was okay. And right now, our terror radius is only 8 meters, which is just 2 meters larger than what the base terror radius on Tier 1 Mikey is. So we have a pretty small terror radius. We also get the added benefits of Nemesis, where it gives us that oblivious effect after somebody stuns us. I should have just guessed that Jeff was going to keep running. I doubled back there thinking he would double back too, and he didn't. He just kept running, which is really good actually, because we're able to catch all 3 of them off guard while they're trying to heal. Okay, right here we're going to go after... Oh, wait, no. The Bill. That's right. The mind game the bus. Honestly, I think it would have been safer if he had just gone for the window there, because that bus window being open is so strong for survivors, and I don't think some survivors realize how strong it is. as you can see, this match is only about 5 minutes in, and they've already finished 3 gens, and 3 of them have been getting hooked or chased almost the whole 5 minutes. So I don't know if you want to take that as, oh, the gen speed is terrible, or, oh, I'm just terrible. Whatever you guys want to take it as, guys or gals. Just, it shows you that this build needs something more to slow the game down, but I do, like, here later in the game you will see a lot of those instances where having a small terror radius and being able to cover a lot of distance on the map is a really good thing. Right here, so I had a chase with the lorry, and the reason I came over here is because I heard the Jeff, which he's just standing there. So free down on the Jeff. While I was in chase with the lorry, and because I have the prayer beads, anytime I phase, everybody can hear it. So nobody knows where I'm going to go. So the lorry just would assume that I'm going to chase after her, right? Well, if you go back to the hook where there's 2 or 3 people standing around, you know, it catches a lot of people off guard. And I don't really know what the lorry was doing here, trying to body block. I didn't really look too much at their perks at the end. I didn't see if she had something going for, like, the struggle state, the new one that Yui has that gives carried survivors an extra 20% struggle while they're trying to wiggle off. I didn't look, but that was my guess for when it happened as to what was going on. Okay, right now we are in a really strong position as the killer. One of the survivors is dead. Almost all of the gens have absolutely no progress on them. We have 1 on death hook, and the other 2 are now having, the ones who were doing the gens, the Claudette and the lorry, are now having to come and start supporting the bill so that it's not just a 2v1, which is really bad for survivors. We do not want that. I'm going to leave the lorry here because I'm afraid of DS. Because it's lorry. Why wouldn't you run DS if you're going to run lorry? And if I had carried that phase a little bit farther, I probably would have gotten the bill as a gen grab. Not too worried about the gen grabs. I'm more interested in showcasing what I think is going on here. This mind game should not have worked. When you see at the end, I'm pretty sure this bill was one of the green ranks. Yeah, don't come back through the pallet if a spirit just starts standing still. Don't. Just assume that if they're standing still, they're either mind gaming you or phasing. So don't walk back towards them. Saw a blood trail here. I lose the blood trail, but I do see scratch marks off in the distance, so I'm going to go after this. Try to carry through. What I did not know is that if you kill the obsession, you lose your stacks of furtive chase. It doesn't turn off. You just don't have your stacks anymore. Which I don't disagree with, but I think that it's kind of it makes running furtive chase less of, like, it's not worth it for what it does. It's just we're using it to make our terror radius smaller. We're going to pick up another stack and start rebuilding here, which it doesn't matter. There's 2 survivors left. I'm pretty sure after we hook this Claudette next, she's going to be second state automatically too. So they're both second state on these hooks, and there's not really anything they can do with 2 gens left unless the Claudette just chooses to rush the gens instead of saving the lorry unhook. And she makes the right choice. She's going to come back. She's going to get the unhook instead of trying to get the gens done. And right here, I'm kind of hoping that she's just, I was kind of hoping to run into her there. Alright, we know where the hatch is at, so we know what's going to happen. So if we down someone and they're dead on hook, we know immediately where to go because that's where the other survivor is going to be most times. We also see where the Claudette is running because of Nemesis or Furtive Chase. I'm not sure which one it is, but it revealed their location to us after the unhook. I make a bad play here. It was way too aggressive. Oh, excuse me. This Claudette is also trying way too hard to be stealthy. And because of it, she's going to go down as well. We're going to get the hook on the Claudette. We're going to put the Lori back in a bad position. I'm pretty sure she's going to heal up before she comes to the unhook, and she does. The reason I rushed back over here is because I thought the Claudette was dead on hook, or that she would not struggle and just kill herself and try to give it to the Lori. Not what happens. We see the Lori and we see the Claudette. We have them both. The Lori is on death hook now, and the Claudette is on death hook as well. We know that the Claudette's running back towards the hatch, and the Lori's trying to lead us as far away as she can, which is a good game plan. If I was not playing Spirit, I would not be able to get back to the hatch after I down this Lori. Right here, I lose her. But I get lucky, and I find her again here at this loop. And she makes a really bad play. She's going to early throw the pallet, and then she's just going to run away from it, and it's going to give us an easy down. Now, as soon as I hook this Lori, I'm going to pop my power, and I'm going to go back to the hatch, because I'm assuming, worst case scenario, that they're on comms, and that this Claudette is going to be at the hatch. And she is. She's there immediately. As soon as I get there, she comes out. She knows that the game's over. She doesn't even try to run away. And this is it. The Claudette's just going to give up. I'm going to pick her up accidentally. I forgot that I brought a Cypress Mori. Doesn't hurt anything to bring a Cypress Mori if you Mori the last survivor. You're either going to hook them and they're going to die on the hook, or you're going to Mori them, or they're going to escape. One of those three things. They're either going to die, or they're going to escape, or you're going to Mori them. Two of them are them dying. I guess that makes sense. So bring a Cypress Mori if you want to. It's not going to hurt anybody's feelings, and sometimes survivors will DC out of matches if they see a Mori just because they can't see what the rarity is. We're going to take a look here at the rank for a second. We got two greens. Looks like a rank 4 and a rank 5. The rank 5, rank 6, whatever that was, could possibly have been red ranks at the last rank reset, which were only like 4 days after rank reset anyway. Emblems were pretty good, points were pretty good, everything worked out pretty well as far as what you want to see whenever you're the killer. But yeah, that's it. That's the build, guys. That's what I got for you. I want to leave the video with this. Please do not take this and try to win games with it. I do not think that it is a viable strategy for winning at red ranks. I think it would be viable for lower ranks just because it would confuse newer survivors with your terror radius and them not knowing what's going on. But it's a lot of resource management and monitoring how many stacks there are and who's on what hook so you don't accidentally hook your obsession and kill them and lose all your stacks of furtive chase. There's a lot of micromanaging with this build. So take it, try it out, see what you think about it. Thank you for watching this video. Buggy and I both really appreciate whenever people come and check out the channel and see what we've got going on in our daily lives. That's all that I got for you today, and we hope to see you back here at the Buggy Bunker. Thank you.